Not even slightly, actually.
All right, well, it's nothing crazy. It's just because you're a badass. All right. And I just got some really cool feedback that you were textbook going above and beyond. Right. So you've been working a lot of long hours, getting design, submittal drawings in, which I
Mhm.
think that project is worth, what is it, $2,800, or is it $2.8 million? Is somewhere in there.
Yeah.
You did a great job pulling in team members, Damien, Rock, Derek, Cam. You're pulling people in where they were needed and in a timely manner. And the other thing is you took the project and ran with it. What do you think they mean?
Understanding, the information that we have and the information we don't have. It's nothing's just kind of a perfect problem with all the details defined. Half of the battle is defining the problem to start. So I think the person that really takes full ownership is taking on that challenge.
What was it about that collaboration, or is it about that existing collaboration that is kind of the secret sauce?
I think it could look like a lot of different things depending on what the project requires. For a bigger job like this, where there's a lot of different pieces of the puzzle, like we were talking about before, it does seem like it's someone kind of has to be the central person or point of communication to better define the problem, and then kind of delegate some pieces of the problem and the solution, process to your teammates. Also, communicating the problem in a way to, your colleagues where they can have a greater understanding. So, obviously nothing at GSI is just so simple as you don't really have to think through the task at hand. I mean, you always have to understand why, what the bigger goal that you're trying to accomplish is, and maybe there's, room for improvement along the way when trying to reach that solution. So I think what worked well is like working with Jed and Frank on this one. We both I had a kickoff call with each of them before we kind of jumped into this project, explained, hey, this is like a really big, complex thing. Here's the goal we're trying to accomplish from an engineering standpoint, but also here's what's important to the client. Here's their expectations on how detailed our drawings need to be, and it's a very dynamic um, or it's I guess just a complex dynamic in the project with the multiple kind of designers and design team that we're on. So helping them understand, hey, this is our kind of piece of this. We're really owning this. This is where our scope ends and where it begins. And if something's not adding up, that's maybe not our problem, but that's just we need to go back to the civil engineer and request more information, which was a lot of back and forth in that regard. So yeah, helping, getting everyone on the same page, big picture, and then also defining, what that problem is that we're trying to accomplish
You've
or
done such a
solve.
great job bringing people together in a timely manner.
I guess just to address kind of the scheduling and the timeliness of the milestones and the projects, when we would kind of get a new task or initiative coming from the top down from our client, our greater design team, or the GC who are working for in this one, understanding what that next milestone is, and then breaking that into, the parts that need to be accomplished on our end, and kind of quickly forecasting like, okay, this is gonna, this next full scale design submittal, these are the details they want in it. On our side, that's going to look like, we need to have these 10 pages of design language and calculations worked out, and we need to add another 15 pages to the plans. And that's not something that I'm going to have time for to meet this deadline of Friday. Realistically, you need something, drafted up by Wednesday to kind of review it and understand who else needs to look at it too, right? Like the engineer of record, who on our team would stamp it, which will likely be Cameron for this project. And so just kind of thinking it through almost from end to finish, or sorry, finish to start, I guess, kind of backwards. Like, here's what I'm trying to accomplish, and step your way back. Always helps me kind of dictate the schedule
You guys are clicking on all cylinders, and it seems like no one on the team has a hesitancy when it comes to picking up the phone, having that conversation. What are the things you guys have done to build rapport? How did you get here?
Yeah, no, I think it really does start with the personal connection, and that's something that I'm big on. I mean, I've worked at another engineering consultant for a long time, and just working with a lot of engineers. Not all of them are as talkative or happy to share kind of their personal lives, but I found that kind of adds a lot to your day to day. And then when you're in those difficult situations, um, having that rapport is a benefit. So yeah, with all of our team, I feel like as soon as they joined on, or the ones that were already here when I joined on, just spend some time and would call them up, have personal conversations, usually try to start the week or the first call with them of the week, talking about our weekend or what exciting things we have going on, and kind of emphasizing the work-life balance and finding different overlap and things we're interested in, which seems pretty easy at GSI. There's a lot of, we're all into the outdoors, it seems like, and obviously geology, engineering is, a big common interest. So yeah, with Frank and Jed, I feel like we've all got really good rapport together and can talk forever about, rock climbing and backpacking, or, designing, the next more efficient soil nail wall, or coming up with, some unique solution.
Yeah, discuss your favorite dinosaurs, have debates over whether Clay Aiken should have won the whole thing or not. Yeah, no, I totally get it, man. That's great. That's really cool and unbelievably important. So when you think about your future with GSI, have you thought about, like, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish in the next, say, 3 years? Have you thought about this?
It's hard to put, a time frame on it always, but um, I really love the ability and the emphasis on innovation at GSI, and the ability to bring new innovations to the table. I mean, a lot of that starts with defining the problem a little bit better and understanding all the variables that we can control. But as more time goes on, getting more familiar with the processes, it's exciting to think about different ways that we could improve and realize the impact, they have in a lot of different aspects financially, with our efficiency as engineers, the stuff that we can get done, with our marketability to clients, meeting a need that they might have. So that's a really exciting aspect to me. I'm always trying to rack my brain and learn more, and at least pitch stuff. I might not know all the variables, but talk to one of the operations guys and say, hey, what about this drilling technique, or could we drill, this size bar with this drill under these conditions? And is that, something that gives us more tools in the toolbox to be able to troubleshoot these problems um, in the future? And then, maybe it's expanding our services too. That's something that's exciting to be a part of, becoming an expert in some different areas. Like for this RAFTA project, it's a large GRS wall, one of the bigger ones I think that we've done, and it's got some complex collapsible soils issues as well. So just, unique application that has been a lot of time and research to understand, but now going forward, I think we've gotten more of a canned approach that's been vetted that we can apply in the future. So that's exciting, just building up that experience. And it's like, I don't know, like working on your car or something. You fix, you change the brake caliper on the front side, or the front left, and it takes 8 hours, and then the other side only takes an hour because you've been through it, you've been there. So it's cool
No
to see
doubt.
that happen.
Isn't it funny how you create that excitement internally by thinking about your future? You literally give yourself that thing to look forward to work to. That's really cool. So you've definitely thought about your path forward. And I think that's really valuable to hear that. What advice would you give to new hires joining the GSI team?
Along those same lines of innovation, but also, being humble, which I mean everyone I've encountered in our company definitely seems to have both of those kind of attributes, which I think are great. I mean, you want to be questioning the norm and trying to find better solutions to optimize, but without kind of stepping over someone who's maybe been there and had more experience than you. So, approaching it in the right way with humility.
And that works
Important.
both ways too, right? You can have a guy who is so sound with his technical skills. He's so sound and so confident in his skills that when he speaks, it's like, I know what you don't. Or we're doing it my way, and that's just the way it comes off. And it might just be because of the comfort level of that employee. They truly do know the job inside and out. But when you hurt the other side, when you cripple conversation with your own communication shortcomings, you hurt the team. So I think that works both ways, but I hear you loud and clear. Let me ask you this to wrap it up. What support have you received since coming on as a GSI employee that you think has best positioned you to do a great job for the company?
I mean, I've definitely got a lot of support from, everyone that I encounter in the company. It's awesome, whether it's engineering side, ops side, management, project management side. Everyone seems to be willing to offer to lend a hand and share their perspective, being able to understand the different parts of our business. And everyone seems very big picture focused, which I really appreciate. And I think that has a huge impact on our success rather than being just so compartmentalized. You're just driving ahead in one direction, not really understanding how it fits into the bigger picture. And some of our senior engineers, I feel like, have really given me a lot of useful advice that's on that plane of big picture. I'll come to them with a problem or a question, and they'll answer it with 5 more questions, but in a way that prompts me to think a little bit deeper about what is the goal that we're trying to accomplish here, and what are the constraints that are in our lap or even in our scope. I mean, sometimes something I hear a lot is like, don't make their problem your problem, and don't try to kind of back design something to fit a price, obviously. Just kind of being true to your values and sticking to your guns on our understanding. I mean, it can be good motivation to try to win a project and keep it on budget, but just understanding when you really need to stick to what's right, and then just have that communication with the client and have the reasons to back it up.
At the risk, it's not a risk, it's a foregone conclusion of looking like a dumbass. I just want to give you the Spartan salute, man. How do Spartans salute? Do we know? I think we're going to need a little research on this. Yeah, man, you are in the Spartan Spotlight. And people, we can't stay here because I got to take Nathan to the GSI Experience Reward Store right now. We got to get him a little something to show our love. Nathan, this is really cool, man. When I have people reaching out to me talking about how somebody brought a team together and therefore brought a project together, it's a really powerful thing, and it's something that it's the type of behaviors that we're aspiring to see all across GSI. And for people that aren't experiencing what you're experiencing right now, that there's a pathway forward. There's a different way of thinking. Like you said, take that step back, reevaluate, and truly try. I love your advice there. Try to see it from the perspective of the people you're talking with. Well, anyway, Nathan, thank you so much. I'm going to take us offline now so we can go shopping.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dustin.
Damn, this was fun. What do you say we run this back again soon? Click on the icon over here and subscribe to GSI Lifestyle's YouTube channel, or simply click over here and check out the next video in the feed.